Hi, this is Terry Kuti with Deep Sea Foundation. We had a poll on The Journey recently, which is a closed Facebook page that I admin. This is an important topic, and I want to talk to you specifically about some things, Dr. C. This woman says, finding my own voice and learning to be my own advocate was hard to learn. We just expect our doctors to have the answers and will share, but not so. Being your own best advocate. That's why I do what I do. That's why you guys, in my opinion, are rock stars about educating women about a term that I want to say out loud: shared decision making. Now, Dr. C, you have you've been working on this quite some time. Quite some time with diligence and passion. We're almost there. Oh, yay.
Yeah.
You have an app that involves women in the shared, saying the term again, shared decision-making process. Help us kind of relieve this woman's concern.
Well, doctors are human,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we all have our comfort zones. And when it comes to making recommendations about surgery, human nature dictates that surgeons will be swayed by their own comfort zones, their own comfort levels with certain procedures. So unfortunately, it's very common for patients to not be given the full range of options, purely because it's not in that surgeon's armamentarium. So if someone wants a specific procedure, the surgeon that they're seeing may or may not be the surgeon for them. Now, it's very easy for us to have that stance, admittedly, because we do have the full armamentarium at our disposal, and we do. I know we're known for deep flap surgery, but we do all perforated flaps. It's not just deep flaps, and we do a lot of implants too.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a very nice reconstruction with an implant. It's all patient selection, patient preference, and it's marrying the education that the patient brings to the conversation, because we need to be educated too. I can't presume to know what you want or anyone else wants. I don't know their social situation. I don't know their values, their preferences. I'm just meeting them for the first time. And so all those things, their support structure, work, all this stuff, what they like to do in their spare time, leisure activities, all these things influence what may be the best decision for them. It's not just their actual cancer diagnosis or stage necessarily, it's all these things. And when you bring those factors together and then you marry with the patient preferences and values, the surgical team's expertise and evidence-based approaches, what works? What do we know works? What do we know is a bad idea? You put all that together, and that's how you come up with, in our opinion, the best approach. Mm-hmm. So it's a very effective approach. It improves outcomes. Patients now have buy-in because they truly are part of the conversation in terms of what's best for them. They feel involved, and we don't see the compliance issues. It's really a win-win for everyone, and outcomes are better. Patients do better, right? Because they're bought in. So. Mm-hmm. It's a completely different level of conversation compared to what was the norm when I went through training, which was the paternalistic approach. Okay, Mrs. C, here's what we're going to do for you. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So nowadays, with the amount of education that's out there for patients, online, it's a lot easier to do your homework and at least get a rough idea. Where the app comes in, where Breast Advocate comes in, is that the information that's out there, it's impossible to know if that's the correct information, right? So I did all my homework, and it's telling me I need to do X, and it's completely irrelevant to your situation, or not smart in your situation. You just don't know what the evidence is. So the app brings together the treatment options for all breast cancer surgery, so lumpectomy, oncoplastic surgery, mastectomy, prophylactic mastectomy, and all the breast reconstruction options, and also going flat. Gene testing brings all the decisions that need to go into this if you're considering surgery because of breast cancer or being high risk for it. And it looks at the evidence that's out there, and it asks you what your preferences are through a series of questions, and it marries everything and puts it all together and gives you a recommendation that isn't designed to replace your surgical team, but is designed to arm you with what you need to have the conversation that you want to have with your surgical team. So now if you take this, use it, take it to the table, and you have a team that's not willing to discuss these things with you, maybe that's a reason to look for another opinion, or to make sure that there are other, look into other things so you can be as comfortable as possible with the direction that things are going. It's checks and balances, and it's empowering the patient to be able to have the conversation that they want to have.
You basically, in my mind, have done the homework for the patient to sift through that evidence-based information, because we know Dr. Google has lots of stuff out there. So the app actually sifts through all that, puts it into, one.
Yeah, it's very, it's a bit like, I use this analogy a lot because it works. So when I was a kid, I used to have these books, fiction, and it was different characters, and you would pick your character and then make decisions at the end of the chapter based on your character. And then that would take you to another part of the book. So maybe you would skip a bunch of pages. Sometimes you'd go backwards, right? I love those books. So two people reading the same book had a completely different ending based on the choices they made and based on the character that they wanted to be. So, and that's how the app works. It's as much information as you want. It's access to scientific abstracts. It's access to expert opinions. And it allows you to do as much homework as you want to do to feel comfortable. So before and after pictures, a community. It's a very powerful tool. breastadvocateapp.com.
breastadvocateapp.com. We can't wait for it to come out, and amazing amount of work you've done. It's going to be worth the wait.
Yeah, it's been a personal growth experience.